Hi guys. Okay, so this review is for the table. This is a really nice table. This scratch did not come like that. I think I accidentally did it when I put this guy in here. But it doesn't matter. Quality, solid. It's really, really good. When I got the box, because I only paid like $100 for this table. I think there was a coupon of some sort. So it was about $100. And I didn't know what an MDF board is. It's a manufactured something dense board, but it basically is a man-made board. So I was thinking of IKEA, and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna fall apart before I finish. But I only had a small budget, so I got it. But when I got it in the mail, this box was so heavy. I was wondering what was in it that was so heavy. And it wasn't just this. This thing is metal. It's hollow, but it's very strong metal. I would say that this and this is the same weight. So it's quite significant. This board is quite heavy. It's like as heavy as those bamboo chopping boards. Like it feels really strong. So I really like that. I bought this table because I have a puppy and I needed somewhere to put the power bar. So this table had a shelf and it will allow me to keep most of it off the ground. And hopefully with this, she'll stay away from the cords when I'm not here. Yeah, building it, just one tip for you. The instruction manual does say it. Please listen to it. I did not, so it took me 25 minutes to build. But had I listened to them, less than 15 minutes to build. You can build this by yourself. It's not very heavy. These screws, when you're building, they tell you not to fully tighten them. I was using a power drill to do it. That's why it took only 10 minutes to build it. But they say not to fully tighten them. The reason is the screws are so strong. Once they install, it's so rigid, you can't push it open to slide the boards in to install the boards. So if you over tighten any of the screws, this thing is so rigid, it won't move. So when you try to pry it a little bit open to slide the board in to put the screws in, you won't be able to get it open. I had to end up loosening some of the screws. So yeah, I highly recommend you do not over tighten any of the screws. Just leave like about 3 turns from the end. The other thing I wanted to mention about building this particular table is that these holes, for the price I paid like under $100, including the coupon and the taxes. The holes are perfect. Like normally with cheaper furniture, the holes don't really line up exactly. Like you'll have maybe like 70-80% they are good, and then there would be those 1 or 2 holes that give you grief. I have to say, the way this table was manufactured, the holes are very generous. You can actually be a little bit lopsided and they'll still go in. So it's very, very good. The metal hole ones, very good too. I didn't have any problems screwing them in by hand up until the end. So like you can totally do this easily with a screwdriver and there would be very little resistance. The holes are very generous. They are very nicely screwed, like drilled, pre-drilled. They're really nice and deep. So there's not a lot of effort that goes into building this table. The only thing is, if you don't listen to the instructions, it's going to take you twice as long. But this table, if you are like working with a bigger area of space and you were able to space it out, like stretch out, this table doesn't even take 10 minutes to build. The instructions are very straightforward. The photos are very good. I do recommend you sort out the screws because there's so many different sizes of screws. Sort out your screws, and I would literally like put the bags on top of the instruction manual on the first page because the screws are interchangeable. They fit all the holes, and the only thing is the length of the screw, and the head of the screw is a different shape. But other than that, they're interchangeable. I don't know if there's any difference to the screws, but there's obviously a reason they gave you different screws. So that's my only tip for you guys, is don't over tighten and make sure you sort your screws before you start, because otherwise you're questioning whether you put the right screws in the right holes because they all seem to work. Okay?